Hey, how's it going? Dean from Joburg, South Africa. This is actually my first editing video that I've ever done. I just want to show you because I came across a really interesting and unique, well, I think anyway, a unique situation of an edit that I had to do, I was faced with, and I was screaming because it was just taking forever, and it was really starting to piss me off. So what we did was we recorded this video. It's obviously Val playing on the piano. She's the composer and pianist, and we wanted to get a good quality video for her. So what we did was we took 7 takes with 2 cameras, and we changed the camera angles every single take, right? Standard stuff. But the issue was, and I told her this before, that she needed to play this composition perfectly in time with either to a click track or to a pre-recorded piece that she had, so that when it came to the editing, all I had to do was overlay them, and then I could just use the cuts that I wanted, and that would be that. Didn't turn out that way. She said she couldn't play it, she had to do it free. So this really made things insanely difficult with these kinds of edits. So what I wanted to show you was what I first started doing. So I mean, these are my takes, obviously. What two cameras per take, right? And 2 different angles per take. Let's see here. Why is that? Oh, because I'm being an idiot. Yes, great. All these cool little stuffs, just different versions of stuff. Don't you hate it when it does that in Premiere? Anyway, so first off, what I started doing was I obviously synced up both cameras. I'm not going to show you how to do that or whatever. If that's something you want to know, just ask, I'll show you my method. So I'm just assuming that's basic, that you can do that. So we sync up both cameras in each and every take. Okay, simple basic stuff. Then I overlaid the track. I basically started each and every track with the pre-recorded piece and had to match the video up to those pieces. Now obviously it's going to be out of time. It's impossible to play it perfectly in time every time. It's impossible. So what I started doing was I just basically overlaid each and every take one on top of the other and started revealing the layers underneath so that I could have different takes. But this is standard, this is standard kind of editing for this kind of thing. So this is kind of what I'd have to do. Okay, you have no idea how difficult this was just to sync up, but eventually it just became way too difficult. I couldn't do it, and every time I'd peel a layer back, revealing the camera underneath, it would be completely out. I'd be completely lost. It took me like 2 hours to do 1 minute. I just couldn't. I was like, this is impossible. No ways. I'm definitely not getting paid enough to do that. Sit here for like 3-4 days trying to do this edit. So I decided that I was going to take every single take, put the pre-recorded piece in, and edit each and every take to match that piece. As you can see here, there are jump cuts, straight from one to the next, cutting out pieces, overlapping, and then gaps. So this is kind of what it looks like. It's me getting the timing right. These are jumps. You'll see them more viciously as you go on. So let me show you how I did that that. So I did that with every take. Let's just go to the current take that I'm working on. If you take a look here, I've got the transients of the onboard camera audio wave, okay, and then the pre-recorded piece that we actually want to use. Of course, we don't want to use the onboard camera, we want to use the quality version that she made prior to this, and we're going to sync up that video, right? So now, this is how I do it. I get both waves, and I look at them, and I try and match up the transients to the exact point that it starts. So let's take a look. Okay, so just a little bit out here and there, not crazy, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to show you. So you never move the actual pre-recorded piece. It's always the video, always. You can't start chopping up the audio, the song. You can't. So we chop up the video. So let's just take a look here. I'm going to just match this transient here. Both cameras I'm going to move along. So I'm just going to grab them and move them to start at that transient there so that they match up. Yes, it's going to be a jump cut, but that's okay. So the transients are matching. Here, maybe not so much. She's like, let's cut this here. It's always better to do fewer cuts than a lot. So, because you still want to use this video, you're probably asking how are you using this in the video? Well, that is the point. We're going to overlay, and then once we start revealing layers, because I'm going to show you all this, once we start revealing layers, then you just don't reveal a layer that's in between a jump cut or a gap. Okay, if that doesn't make sense, I will get there. So I'm just going to go ahead, just do a few more edits so you can see what's going on here. Okay, so all the time in the video, she's a bit later. She's much later in the video in general. So I can see that the pre-recorded version is early and the video is late. So I'm just going to pull, and that's when you get jump cuts. If she's too fast in the actual thing here, you can see she's slightly faster in the video, and then I pull that back. But I'm just showing this to you for example purposes. I probably would have left that cut. I don't want to do too much, especially with piano. You don't need that much, because especially when you're playing a piano, if it's like a one note instrument or whatever, you can see it like plainly, but like when there's so many fingers on the keys, you can't see it as much. So that's how it would look. Okay, so we start cutting away, just follow the transients. Okay, now she's in the actual piece, like the chorus or whatever you want to call it, and so you've got to try and find places where it's obvious. I heard that high note. See, it played early, bing, there, but she only went for it now. There, she plays it right there, and I can find that transient in the video. You can see it there, and this is where it should be. There, and she plays it there. So I'm going to cut that. And I'm going to bring it. I know that looks terrible, but now it's in time, it's in sync. So this is all going to make sense a bit later on. I'm just going to go ahead and do the rest of the edit, and then we'll get to the composition part, and everything will start making a bit more sense when we get there. Cool, I'll see you in a mo. Okay, so now that I've done all the edits, well, this one was a little trickier, and certain points were just not as good as others. But for what it's worth, I've pretty much got mostly everything. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete all audio. So selecting that videos, I basically have to unlink them, and then for every take I'm gonna delete all audio. Okay, so what I'm left with are just the videos. Okay, because we don't need the onboard audio anymore, we just need the pre-recorded quality recording that we made it to. So with all those takes, I'm just going to do all that stuff quickly. You don't really have to watch this. I'm just going to do exactly what I did before, and you can meet me back just like this. See, and here we are. All audio, 2 videos per take, just like I said, just like I discussed with you. Let's just get this. Okay, every take is the same, 2 takes, 2 videos per take. And now what I'm going to do is, because that was my shitty composition that I had earlier that I just couldn't work, I'm just going to basically duplicate, create another take by duplicating that sequence and renaming it. Composition, 2 original, right? Okay, so there we go, here it is. Now I'm going to do what I said earlier, and just lay over every single take, one on top of the other. Let's just copy that. Just going to go to take 1. You'll probably notice that this one is a lot shorter. The reason is she didn't finish the take. Same with take 3, I think, a lot of them. So it doesn't matter, we're just gonna use what we have, essentially. Just making sure that we start at the beginning. Take 5, I didn't even edit because I didn't think I was going to use it. Take 6, it's a big one. There we go, 2 full takes, and then take 7 was only 1 camera because I pretty much gotten all the angles I wanted, and then I was just using a slider for this take. So okay, so let's just copy that. Let's just bring the whole thing there. So I should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Let me just see here. I've taken. Let me just see here. I missed one. 4. Yeah. Let's just go to the beginning and make sure that every single thing is starting at 0. Very important. Okay, point is, this is exactly what we want. Now we can see perfectly what the empty spaces, where there's gaps, where there's cuts, all that sort of thing, so that when we start peeling the layers away and revealing the layers beneath for options and choices of angle and whatever, we know that certain places you shouldn't have the prime preview or that video during that point, so you wouldn't have it during a black space, obviously. So you got to just be careful of that, and you wouldn't want it to run right through, let's just say a cut. Let's just see. Cut. So I'm just giving you examples here. So you wouldn't want it to run through that cut, obviously. So you can see exactly what's going on now. So now all I'm going to start doing is basically just start my edit. So, and just picking and choosing any video that I want to have presented, and choose my cuts and whatever, and everything's synced up now. So I'm going to do this video. I'm not going to be saying much during it. Maybe I will, but the point is just for you to see how it's done, and then you can actually watch the final product. In the description there'll be a link that you can go to this video and watch it. Cool guys, so you can just watch a bit now. I'm just going to do it really quickly in the meanwhile, and then we'll go from there. So okay guys, so I completed the edit. Alright, this is what it looks like pretty much. I learned a few things, definitely. Okay, so when I started this edit, I thought that maybe it would be a good idea to nest each sequence after I had done the initial edits on each take. But I didn't want to do that because I wanted to see the actual cuts, and I wanted to see where there was black spaces, just to make my life a lot easier and know certain things. So what I did learn is that do not nest, because not for just that reason, but the editing is not complete. When I brought all that stuff into here, I had to pull certain things and cut or just place edits in different places, because what I realized when I was that when it came to doing this composition is that where I did those cuts and made them cut them at those certain places, is that I cut them on a very specific note so that I could see. So every cut was made on a point, and I don't usually like doing an edit like that. Like, you know, when people make music videos, they'll cut on the beat, and for me, I hate it. I hate doing that because I think it's distracting, and especially with a live performance, like let's say for example a guy is about to hit a crash cymbal, and on the crash you move to the next edit, but you lose that element. You lose looking at him hitting that actual crash. Sometimes it works, but like if you like go to the next angle straight on that beat, you miss him actually hitting it, and it's distracting and you don't get the full experience. So I had to shift edits around by pushing and pulling, mostly pulling, and in the end I thought it looked really good in the end. So what I wanted to address was that doing those cuts previously on my each take to sync up with the video has made it so that when I do the actual composition, that a lot of my edits are not by choice. Like I had to do a lot more changes a lot quicker than I usually like doing. I would like to have had it on a certain camera for a lot longer, but I couldn't do it because it was right in the middle of a cut. So certain things, what I would not normally have wanted to cut in a certain way, I was forced to. Okay, so there were far more camera changes in this than I'm used to and that I normally want. And the thing about that is it actually changed my editing style. which I came up with some happy accidents because I was forced to do certain things. Other places I had to force certain cuts and certain things like that I didn't really want to be there, and it changed a lot of things that I would not normally have done. I think I've explained that. But overall, I think it actually came out really, really nicely, and I hope that's helped, just as a perspective of doing an edit like this. What I did learn was that you need as many camera angles as possible. Like if you're going to do an edit like this, there's no ways you're going to get away with it just doing one single camera over and over again. Well, maybe like one angle, no. So you need lots of takes, lots of different angles. It worked out for me, and I hope that's been helpful to you guys. Okay, so in the description you can take a look at the finished product with all my basic coloring and grey color grading and leveling and all that kind of stuff. So check it out.